Hi there, and welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and with me today I have a very special being.
Thank you. And being is the correct word. I am a multi-dimensional spiritual being that's having a human experience. Um, Someone once said my name was Neil, and people keep calling me by that, so I seem to have adopted it. Um, so, reactive. What is being in a reactive state? Um, Being in a reactive state is when a problem arises and then you react to it. Being in a reactive state is when you are in your ego mind and you're focused on a goal and you have a goal, and then a situation arises, and because you were so focused on your goal, then now there's this situation and now you react to it. Like you didn't see it coming because you were focused on your goal that your ego mind was focused on. So being reactive is you reacting after something arises. Being reactive is coming from a place of your head. It's in your thoughts. Reaction comes from your thoughts, and then it's interpreted into your body. Being reactive is, it's responding after a situation. So something arises, and then you react to it. Would you want to elaborate on distinguishing reactive?
I feel like you pretty much distinguished reactive, like how I would have distinguished it. But I'm just going to add a couple more words. Like it would be another reactive. Another reaction would be to be, I don't know if you mentioned fearful.
I did not mention that, so thank you.
So fear, greed, selfishness,
right.
All these stem from being or reacting to situations.
Sure, exactly.
So that pretty much, I think, ties up. But I would, yes, go ahead.
And well, I just want to go into now, like, how the elites and we are the elites and you are the elite. You watching this, you are the elite. They depend on people's reactions and their fear and their guilt and their shame to keep them in low vibratory states, so that they will react to a situation that is orchestrated by these people that want that reaction. So it's directly playing out in the world right now, and it's blaringly obvious. It's looking you right in the face, and like it's being orchestrated en masse. And David Icke has talked about this, how you have problem, reaction, solution, where per se problem is created, and then en masse population reacts to the problem because they're in a fear, shame, or a guilt state, which is a low vibratory state that can be manipulated, and they react to it, and then the government says, hey, well, because you're now reacting to the problem that we created, here's a solution. Would you like our solution? And because the people are being manipulated through their vibratory state of fear and shame and guilt
Living from the ego.
and being suppressed, because of that, the uh, like they're able to be manipulated in that manner. Well, I want to hear your thoughts and your insight on how you see that, how you see the reactive part playing out in humanity.
Yeah, so I don't want to project because, but as of right now, like, there's a certain, I'm just going to say there's a certain part of humanity on a macro scale that is reacting exactly how you said, and then you bring it down to a micro scale to the individual, and you look at these people's lives and how they live. Like these are the people that are depressed, and when I say this, I'm saying this not to judge, but I'm just saying how I see the energy being played out. So, in a reactive state. So, you have depression, suicide, anger, hate, the greed, selfishness, thinking they're alone. All these emotions and thoughts are because of them living in a reactive state.
It is 100%. So one way to look at it too is, okay, so you have a mindset and you have a set of beliefs. All right, and these are ingrained and these are part of your being. And so now if you keep that mindset and you keep those beliefs, you're going to keep getting the same result that you've always got, because the results that you've gotten have been from this mindset and this belief. So same mindset and same belief, same result. Now if you look on the other side of that, if you can change your mindset and if you can adopt and implement new beliefs into your life, new beliefs and new mindset equals new result. So that is what people are beginning and waking up to, is that it does begin with you, and how it begins with you is adopting a new and evolved mind state and new beliefs of what is possible, and boom, a new fruit, a new result of that is produced. And that brings us to like being proactive, and being proactive is taking action, taking radical action. Being proactive is seeing something and recognizing that you're a co-creator and co-creating what you want to create. Being proactive is coming from a place of the heart, coming from a place of love. It's when you're proactive, there's more than enough. Like it, because of being proactive, like it's a spring that keeps on flowing. Being proactive is when you see a problem, or you see a situation, or you see any scenario, and you co-create the reality you choose to experience before per se a situation arises. So being proactive is seeing a situation, taking radical action steps, and implementing them before per se a situation arises. So reactive is when you when the problem happens, then you react. Being proactive, you see a situation and then you immediately respond to it, and um, that's being proactive. And um, this video is an example of self-expression, and self-expression is the opposite of suppression. And when you suppress, you're depressed. When most scenarios, and the suppression comes in many layers. And when you express, you're more open, you're more free, and that is a form. Self-expression is a form of being proactive. Looking at your body and like recognizing like how you're feeling, like to the subtleties of yourself, and then taking action steps to what you're noticing is being proactive with yourself. And how do you be proactive out there? It's got to start in here. It's got to be with yourself first. So that's proactive. And how do you see proactive now playing out en masse in the world? Possibly from an individual level, and then how that impacts the world.
I'm really glad that you brought that up, because that's literally what I was anticipating sharing, is like what my perception is on being proactive with the world as it is today, especially with the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab asking us and demanding us that we need to eat the bugs. Hey, I got news for you, Klaus. I'm eating the fruit and all this is good stuff, okay? And I want you to eat all the good stuff too. So
because the food is our medicine.
Yes, yes. So how I see that playing being proactive, I'm just gonna share like so it would look as if proactive, being abundant, like having an oversupply of an abundance of whatever there is, abundance of food, energy, resources, abundance of community, because where we're going into now, where the world is, this time that we're on, if there is such a thing as time, this timeline that we're on, we, coming from a place of love, like it's very important to be proactive and not make decisions based out of fear, but make decisions based out of seeing the world exactly how it is, and then creating. Being proactive is creating, being that creator, stepping into that powerful creator that you are. And that would be to be being proactive with the world as it is today. How I see it, and this is just my perception, is being completely off grid, living in a community. And if you're not in a community, that's completely okay. Just know that starting today, starting in this moment, you can, there's actually a website called freedomcells.org, I believe is the name of the website. We're going to put it in the description below.
Can you repeat the name of that?
freedomcells.org, and John Bush is the guy that created this website. But it's a very 34,000 people that you can connect with that are being proactive with the world going the direction that it is.
And this was people from Canada, from Michigan, from New York City. This was people in Costa Rica. This was people from Mexico. There are people in your area that want to co-create with you.
And that's another thing that I want to share too, is with the financial system. You know, everything that's going on today is related to our current financial system, and rather than fight it, let's just step outside of that reality and create our own reality. You know, like we don't have to go along with their planned economic collapse and their central bank digital dollar. Like that's something that's not required of us. If we step into that coming from a place of love and then creating a community that actually works together in harmony, um, we can literally do anything. Paul Bunyan said, "Give me a lever long enough, and I'll move this mountain." So,
Thank you.